I want to share very personal testimony, and I hope my testimony will help someone about forgiveness. 14 years ago, some person did some awful things to my child. And when that happened, my child went through massive hell. I went through. And during that time, it was going for a year or maybe longer. For that time, I hated that person so much. I didn't even consider to forgive. I considered even about how to take his life and things like that. And I was believer. I was going to church, I was reading Bible. But that didn't help me. The way I felt, the way my child was feeling and what my child was going through, that didn't help. And I was crying to sleep every single night 14 years ago. That what happened, that overplayed over in my mind over and over and over. It's like non-stop. I could see things, I could imagine things, I overthink all the time. And it was wrecking my head. It was wrecking to my child, but I blamed myself because I could not protect my child. And when all this was going and going and going, I could not think about anything else, only that. Every single time, every single spare minute, I would think about that awful thing. And I was still going to Bible study. And one evening in Bible study, I said, please pray for me. I can't forgive. I don't want to forgive. I don't even consider to forgive. But can you please pray for me? Because I can't do this anymore. My life was awful. But I don't consider my life. I was considering my child's life. But before I can help my child, I needed to help me with something. Somehow I didn't know how. Being in that pit, somehow I realized I need a prayer. I asked, and people agreed to pray. But before they agreed to pray, they gave me lectures to know how you need to forgive and all this. I heard nothing, absolutely nothing. And I was just thinking inside, you have no idea what I went through, what my child went through. I didn't give details because I didn't want to expose my child. And but eventually they agreed to pray for me. And when they prayed, I felt nothing. It's like nothing, completely nothing. But that evening when I went home, I was scared to go to sleep because every time before sleep, I will cry my eyes out and I will fall asleep. I was scared to go to bed to sleep, but eventually body is tired, you have to go to sleep. And when I lay into my bed, I felt I was in a bubble. Like in a bubble. It's hard to explain. I can't see the bubble, but I was feeling I am in a bubble. And when my head was on a pillow, I could not even, the memories, the reminders what happened about my child could not go through that bubble. I fell asleep without crying, without thinking what happened to my child, without thinking about all those awful things. I just fell asleep. And because I fell asleep, it was great. I woke up, it was great. And when I woke up next morning, I was like in a bubble. I'm going to work, I am in a bubble. I'm doing things, I am in a bubble. And those bad thoughts is not penetrating my mind. And I was like, wow, prayer is amazing. But God is good. He knew how he could come and talk to me. He knew that putting me in this bubble, I will come back to my senses. And I did. When I come back to my senses, it took a week probably. I can't even remember. That was 14 years ago. I started to pray. I was reading Bible, and the understanding and just even hearing God's voice was like back to normal, back to me. And in those 2 weeks when I was in a bubble, I understood I need to forgive that person. It was kind of like revelation. Even before that, I was reading Bible and I was seeing how I need to forgive, how forgiveness is important. If I can't forgive, God will not forgive me. All those verses in the Bible meant nothing to me that time. But when I was in that clear mind again, I understood I need to forgive. And I remember I went on my knees. I forgave that person. Truthfully, from bottom of my heart, I forgave that person. Then I got an understanding that God says, you need to tell that person that you forgave him. That was the hardest. I could not open my mouth and tell physically. I said, God, I'll text him. I only can do that way. I can't just go to him and tell, I forgiving you. I texted him and I forgave him in the message. And when I sent the message, bubble burst. It bursted. And I felt that bubble was gone off me. I got a little bit scared. I was like, how are we going to go to sleep? But when I went to sleep, it was fine. Yes, I remembered, but it didn't overpower my mind. And in that moment, I didn't know how things were working. But after forgiving from the heart, truthfully, that awful thing, that memory, was like put it in the box. I just only that way I can describe. Every time when I needed to, when I shared something like that from my experience to somebody, I had to take that box out, like with that memory from my mind. I will share and will put back in that box and I close it again. It's hard to explain, but it felt that way. And even now when I'm sharing, it's like I have to take that memory out of and I'm putting back. I'm not gonna relive. I know it's not healthy. And it's not because I am forgetting about my child. It's forgiving somebody from no matter what is the main thing. Because it's a medicine to you, to your body, to your soul, to your mind, to your heart, to your bones, to everything. Don't hesitate to forgive. Forgiveness is medicine to you. And if it's so hard to forgive somebody, ask somebody to pray for you, to help you, because you need help to forgive. It's hard to do by yourself. And without God's help, to forgive truthfully from your heart is very hard. Ask somebody to pray with you, for you, and then go and forgive. That's the best thing what you can do for yourself. For yourself. I'm not even speaking about others. For yourself, for your clarity of your mind, for your clarity of your life and the health, what will be benefiting your body. Be blessed.